So here are the projects that I made with the first Papercraft Society subscription box. I decided that I would have the dies, the embossing folder and the stamps and all the bits that came in the pack at the heart of what I tried to do, but that I wouldn't limit myself to using just the papers and things that came in it, but rather use it as an inspiration for a series of projects. So first thing first, I took the box that came along and I've covered it. I've put the red paper back inside, and that will be one very nice Christmas box for somebody. Very pleased with that. Next thing, I took the, whoops, sorry, I bashed the camera tripod there. I took the flowers that came in the kit that I couldn't see myself using on cards because I'm not a sort of detailed flower card maker, and instead covered a piece of cardboard with some wool that I had in my stash and cut the stems off the flowers and put them behind the wool, and then hot glued some leaves that I cut out of Hobbycraft glitter paper using some of the dies from the kit and some flowers from my own, some foliage stuff from my own stash, a variety of sources that, and then finished it off with a few sparkles, and that I think will look very nice in somebody's grey themed Christmas stuff. Then I got on to making cards. Again, I cut some dies out of some white paper that I already have. I used the little leaf and the sprig or whatever it is, and used the little oval die, some white embossing powder with one of the stamps. I popped the green card through an embossing folder just to try and make something a bit different. That worked quite nicely. I was quite pleased with that one. Then moving on to my other cards. I did a birthday version using the embossing folder. I cut out the flowers from some of the pattern paper, again a little too detailed for me in most things, and used one of my own embossing folders to try and make that. I was quite pleased with that, and that was with some gold embossing powder. I rubbed some, it's some goldy paste that I've had from ages ago. That one went on there as well. So that was another card. Embossing folder on its own with some gold paste, similar setup, quite glitzy, quite like that one though. Paper, die, stacked flowers, trying to tone down the details of the paper with just having white die cuts on there. And that one, similar setup again. I fussy cut out the flowers from one of the papers to try and tone down the detail on it. This one I made with the really nice ribbon die cut that comes in the pack, stacked flowers, and a little bit of dry embossing with one of the dies onto some paper to try and make that work. And then I had a stack of cards that were works in progress of various styles, and I used one of the stamps from inside the kit to make my greetings inside the cards. I did that with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards that were nearly finished, but I just needed to get on with. So that was a good way of using the kit to make me finish things up. Then wanted to do some more with the stamps, so I on some of my scrap paper I made a bag using up supplies that I've got. It'll be quite nice to put some of my cards in as a gift. And then I stamped the mistletoe sprig, which I think is my favourite stamp of this lot. I cut it out on my on my scan and cut, and used the scan and cut to make a shadow for it out of the green card and put it on that tag. I thought that worked really quite nicely. So that was quite a success. And I also then, deciding how much I loved the mistletoe die, made a sheet of wrapping paper with it and the ink from the setup and another one of those mistletoe dies on a stamp. So other than that, I didn't really like the tags that came in the set. Sorry, again, they're a bit too glitzy for me, but I could see that whilst I wouldn't use them, somebody else might like them. So I used some of the paper to make a holder for a bag, and then I've just die cut some of the pink paper that came in the bag and used a selection of the toppers from the bag to make some tags to go in it. That'll make a nice little gift for somebody, some Christmassy, some birthday. So loads of stuff left in the kit, really pleased with it, played with quite a few of the dies, although they didn't make into projects, and looking forward to doing some more. Good value kit.